Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. All right, here we are. Yay! It is the 2024 session of Sankofa Summer School, and I am so excited to kick things off today. I am the founder and executive director of Sankofa Summer School. My name is Dr. Michelle Taylor. Some of you know me as Feminista Jones online. And so tonight is just, we always kind of do an opening session, a plenary, just to get people kind of excited for Sankofa Summer School and to learn a little bit more. We still have people registering. And so some people, they just kind of want to know, like, hey, what's that all about? So this is our kind of opening ceremony where you get to meet some of our instructors, and I'll talk to you about what Sankofa Summer School is all about. So I appreciate you all for being here, for watching, and let's see, and if there's any questions or anything that anyone has during this time, definitely drop them in the comments and we will answer them. All right. So first of all, what is it that we do? Sankofa Summer School was founded in 2020 by me. Using an Afrocentric approach, Sankofa Summer School is a series of classes and workshops designed to educate people about the lives and work of people of the African diaspora. Participants also have opportunities to engage in the development of life skills through programming rooted in Afrocentric principles and values. The school runs during the summer months, and students are encouraged to set aside time for their enlightenment and the opportunity to build community with new people. What's interesting to me is that once people hear school, they automatically think children. And as an educator and somebody who works in higher ed, it blows my mind whenever I talk about Sankofa Summer School and they're like, oh, my kid is 7. Do you think he'd be good for it? And I'm like, it's actually for you. You, the adult, the parent. This Sankofa Summer School is for you. The first year we did all adults, and then I opened it up to high school students 14 and above. All the instructors, they make content for 14 and above. But Sankofa Summer School is about your enrichment. It is about you learning new things. It's about you expanding your mind and learning some wonderful things from some really smart and talented people. Our curriculum every year, the instructors are always going to be people of the African diaspora. And these are people that are proud to say that. These are the I'm Black and I'm proud people. That's who we want instructing our classes. The topics are always going to center on people of the African diaspora. So whatever we're talking about, it can even be a broad topic. We are going to make sure that we are centering African people around across the diaspora in our education, in our knowledge sharing. The workshops will not rely on the work of non-African people to substantiate it. Everything taught about us will be from us and for our people's liberation. And one of the things I encourage my instructors to do, particularly those that are relying on history and philosophy and things like that, is to make sure that they are also citing scholars of the African diaspora, and that we are, reminding people that we are smart, we are here, we do research, we conduct studies, we create knowledge as well. And I want the instructors to use that more. And then finally, programming is open to people of all cultures, backgrounds, and identities. This is also something that people misconstrue. They think it's only for people of the African diaspora. And actually, it's not. It's for everyone around the world. So we definitely encourage you to come and to join us and take part of what we're doing here. All right. So this year we have a really, really, really great group of people. And I have some here that are going to join me. I'm going to bring them on in a second. What I want to do is I want to tell you a little bit about their classes. So let me just make sure that I pull this up, because I want to make sure that you all get the right idea. Of course, I have 83 tabs open. All right. So this week, and so here's the thing. So I want to make sure people know that Sankofa Summer School runs for 3 weeks. The classes meet one time, and almost every night we have a class. In between that time, we do take breaks for the weekends. Classes start at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and they are conducted live, and you can watch them and participate in the comment section. If you have questions, you're able to do that as well. And all of the sessions will be available on our YouTube channel after they are done. So we hope that you'll you'll watch them even if you're not able to come live, that you'll follow back. So this week, we are kicking it off with Dr. Courtney Carr, who is actually here today. And I'm just going to tell you really quickly about her class. It's called Unraveling Africa's Heart of Darkness, the Afrocentric Lens as a Demonstrative Tool. Joseph Conrad published a book in 1899 about Africa as a homogeneous, monolithic, and colonized territory. Yet these images and descriptions remain a pressing and persistent depiction of continental Africa that is widely disseminated. Afrocentricity acts as a demonstrative tool to deconstruct these monolithic images and to center African people as the word magic writing their own stories. When African people see themselves as the center of their own phenomena, their word magic reverberates from their mouths to decipher algorithms and futures presumed to be predefined. For example, female genital cutting is a phenomena that has been defined by Western media as a cartographically, I do know how to read, happening in Africa, Asia, and the Middle East, which is statistically inaccurate. By employing the Afrocentric lens and focusing on stories and the empowerment of African young women across the continent, their stories produce, something that cannot be undermined. And I'm going to pull in Dr. Courtney Carr to the stage right now. She is joining us here. I'm so happy that you're here. Is your mic on? Everything is good?
I believe my mic's on, yeah.
Okay, cool. So you've taught at Sankofa Summer School before. You are returning.
Yeah.
Oh, so tell
I'm a proud returner.
Like, why'd you come back? What is it about the school that made you come back?
Yeah, I came back because I think what's happening within Sankofa Summer School is divergent from what I would deem traditional academic spaces. And I think that's really powerful right now, especially considering the sort of social climate we're in, where arguably college is going to become inaccessible to the masses when we think about how things like affirmative action is being reversed. And so I think opportunities for learning like Sankofa Summer School become increasingly important because of how the pay what you can structure provides an equitable form of access for all. So that's why I'm back. A lot more people can learn about Afrocentricity, which I think is key to empowerment.
Yeah. I appreciate that so much. Like, thank you for coming back. Honestly, like, this is the fourth year the school has existed, the third year that we're doing classes, and it's been really important that that I've had this kind of support early on, and from people who, of course, we want to compensate folks, and I'm going to talk about that, but there are folks that are willing to do it even if they don't get money, but we don't have to worry about that because we have some generous donors. But that's still grassroots, and we're still building, and so people who are willing to share their expertise and their knowledge and talents with us, I deeply appreciate. Thank you so much, Courtney. I'm going to go back to my slide situation. So I'm still navigating. I'm still learning to navigate this whole thing. I love it. Oh, look at this. I've got my really big face now, and then I've got this stuff up here. So Courtney, what she's talking about this idea, and this is what I'm really thinking about a lot for Sankofa Summer School. We need alternative education. We need other opportunities to learn and to grow. I happen to be somebody who, I'm always trying to learn something new. Like, I'll see something and be like, oh, I want to learn how to do that. And I know that there are a lot of people out there. I also know from being on social media for like 2 decades now or more that there's a lot that people don't know. And as a professor of African American studies and gender and sexuality and women's studies, there's a whole lot that people do not know. So Sankofa Summer School is going to offer that opportunity for people to learn those things. I want to bring to the stage Erica Chu, and I am going to let me tell people what your class is about, because it's really okay. So it's really interesting. This is an Afrocentric academy. And so we are coming from, this perspective that centers Africans, right? But we also want to talk about faith and spirituality, especially for African Americans, because we know that the church has been such an important part of our cultural legacy here. So Erica Chu is going to be doing a class called Black, White, and in Color, African American Faith and Spirituality from Slavery to the Present. And the description is Christianity has had a significant impact on the lives of people of the diaspora, African diaspora all over the world. For centuries, people have embraced the religion and turned to it as the source of comfort, healing, joy, and hope. The Black church as an institution has long been an integral institution in the Black communities the world over. In the United States, the Black church has served not only as a place of spiritual respite, but is also as a gathering space for social justice organizing. This course presents a historical retrospective on the role of faith in the civil rights movement and other social justice actions from American slavery to the present day. Thank you so much, Erica Chu, for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
And this is your first year. This is your first year.
This is my first year.
Okay.
And I'm very excited to be here.
Can you tell people why you wanted to do this year, having never done it before?
Well, I follow you on Threads and Instagram, and I saw you put out the call for instructors for Sankofa Summer School, and you talked about the mission. And as soon as I read your mission statement and what Sankofa Summer School is about, I instantly knew I want to be a part of this. So I waited until you put out the call to apply, and I came up with a course and a syllabus, and thankfully you read, and here I am.
Yeah, so we have different tracks this year. Every year I kind of like when I put out a request for proposals or I talk to people, I have different categories of the classes. And so this year, we really started thinking about our tracks, and we have a history track, which this one falls under. So if you're really just interested in courses that are mostly about history and historical lessons and things like that, this class is on it, as is Courtney's. Your class also falls into our faith and spirituality track, and we have, courses around that. Because there was just this calling for me that I'm just like, I feel like people need to learn more about Black people and our faith and our spirituality and like what is really going on. And so I have you presenting this Christian perspective, this historical retrospective of the importance of the Black church as an institution. And I also have another sister who could not be here today, but she's doing a class on ancestral veneration and getting connected with our ancestors through African traditional religions. And she is actually right now preparing for the priesthood. So for me, I just felt like that was kind of good. That was going to give me the diversity of education and thought that I wanted to have this year. And so I really appreciate that you are doing this year. And we're really looking forward. Your class is this week, yeah?
No, my class is Monday on the 5th.
Okay, next Monday, yes. So everybody come August 5th, and I'm going to tell you all the registration stuff in a second, but come on Monday, and Sister Erica is going to give you some knowledge. She's going to drop some knowledge on you. Thank you so much. I'm going to send you backstage, and then I'm going to go back to, I'm going to go to this lady here. I'm going to go to Dr. Jaree Ogden. She's here. How you doing? You got to unmute yourself. There we go.
Yes, doing well. How are you?
I'm so wonderful. I have some biases. I admit that I really love when my friends, I'd be like, hey, listen, I need you to do this for me. Like, that's
and
just,
you say yes.
I'd be like, I just need you to do this for me this one time. And my friends are like, what you need me to do? I got it. And so and Jaree was one of those people. I was like, I really want you to do something like this for my school. I need you to come up with something smart. And I knew she was going to come up with something smart because she's a smart woman. I didn't have to even worry about it. She sent over her lessons plan. I was like, yep, that's great. And let's keep it going. And so let me read about her class, Ubuntu and Elation, Cultivating Communal Joy and Embodied Pleasure. This class explores the principles of Ubuntu, which is interconnectedness, and elation through movement, breath work, and community building activities. The facilitator will guide participants through exercises that connect the body and pleasure, fostering connection and playfulness. This workshop includes an introduction to Ubuntu principles and ecstasy, a history of breath work in African communities, some guided movement activities, some relaxation techniques, and some, sharing of testimonies and witnessing. I love this. I love this. When I saw this, I said, if we don't need anything else right now, we need to learn how to breathe. And as simple as that sounds, people are not doing well. self included. There's a lot going on. So when you offered this, right, and kind of this intersection of pleasure, I was very excited. And this is just your first year doing it.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit, what can we expect from this class? I know I read it, but like what are we going to be getting at it? Because I'm coming. I'm going to be backstage, but I'm also going to be participating. So what are we going to get?
Well, one, we're going to be able to clear our minds, be in touch with our bodies, and really identify what brings us pleasure. And I'm not talking about sexual gratification, which is great. That's awesome. But I'm talking simply what makes us smile, what helps us to feel joy, what relaxes us, especially in this political climate, this time that we're in right now. How can we disconnect from all of this noise around us and be in touch with ourselves? So that's really what I'm hoping folks are able to walk away with, some techniques on how to just close their eyes, breathe in, and feel that sense of joy, even when chaos is around us.
Oh, that's beautiful. And you are this week or next? You're this week.
I am on the 1st.
You're on the 1st. Yes, you are this week. I think you're the last person going this week. Yes. So yes, we have Courtney, we have Damali, and then we have you rounding us out. And it's going to take us into the weekend, and we're going to be able to try some of those techniques. And gosh, I really just hope that we get into that space. So if you're interested in her class, and you haven't signed up yet, you'll be able to do so. I'm going to give you some information in a little bit. Thank you so much, Dr. Argan, for being here. And then I'm going to pull one more person to the stage. You may know her as the great. Look at her. Look at This is the great Nikki Irene, everyone. And for those who are familiar with me, I have a podcast, and this is one of my wonderful co-hosts. And our other co-host is also participating in Sankofa Summer School, because when I ask my friends to do things, they do them. I just happen to have really smart friends. I happen to have really smart, talented, creative friends, right? This is not your first time either.
No.
Okay. And I feel like Nikki Irene is our artist in residence. That's what I'm going to call you. You're like the artist in residence. She is a very talented visual artist, but I'm going to read the class description for everyone so that they can learn. Nikki is going to be in the final week of Sankofa Summer School. And I think you're like the second to last class. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So homegrown pedagogy. We already had it. Enter the powerful and transformative world of Black artists who lived and worked during the Jim Crow era in this intensive course, which offers a comprehensive exploration of how Black artists use their creative expressions to challenge racial oppression, document their experiences, and inspire change. Together, we'll journey through a rich tapestry of visual arts, literature, music, performance, film, and photography. This engaging lecture and interactive discussions will provide a deep understanding of the historical context and the enduring significance of these artists' contributions. By the end of the class, attendees will not only appreciate the artistic achievements of Black artists in the Jim Crow era, but also recognize the vital role of art in social resistance and cultural commentary. How smart is that? That is what we need. Like, because here's the thing. If there's one thing that people do not know, it's Black artists. Let's keep it 100, right? A few people may know, Sister Audre Lorde and Brother James Baldwin. People may know Gordon Parks. They know Basquiat. They know a person I'm not going to name because he got some stuff going on right now. But a lot of times, our artists get lost in the shuffle. And if it's not part of the Black arts movement specifically, people don't really talk as much. So I like that you said it was like Jim Crow era and kind of talking about that, because we have always made art. We've always figured this out, right? I love it. So what made you come back to Sankofa Summer School this year, aside from me asking you to?
Aside from you asking, so the first time I did Sankofa Summer School, I got a lot of messages afterwards about me saying a lot of names people had never heard. They're like, I've never heard of this person. I've never seen this. I had no idea this existed. And it's because so much of our history, so much of the knowledge that we have and that we create it's not accessible. And that's intentional.
Mm-hmm.
It's not supposed to be accessible. It's not supposed to be something that is just out in the open, because then it takes away from the lie that gets told about us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so in order for us to center ourselves and center our people, we have to be able to do the legwork to say, let me show this to you. Let me tell you what this was about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's this ever growing narrative that we laid down and were silent about what we were going through. No,
absolutely not.
We were telling our stories. We were telling our truths. We were telling the truth. We were telling people what was happening, what was going on, whether it was film, written word, prose, paintings, etc. And so I came back because I feel like I have a lot more to say about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more, like there's something happening right now in like the field, the general like force field of education. Folks cannot read. You got book bans left and right. You have, folks dropping out left and right. You got a lot of people trying to silence those who would like to teach by a lot of different ways, whether it's low pay or, being harassed or abused in the places where they're teaching.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they don't want people to know these things.
Yeah. No, that's real. That's real.
Know these things.
That's real. And that's why we exist. And, it's sometimes I struggle with like the messaging, because it's like, I don't know how else to tell people, come and just get this knowledge. And so there's parts of me that are trying to figure this out. I'm a researcher. After year 5, I am going to be writing about this. I'm going to be, kind of presenting this as what, this model, which is why I've tried different things. That's why this year we're doing the pay what you can model, because I want to see what that does in terms of enrollment. I used to work for an organization that had a pay what you can restaurant. And it basically went out of business because people were too ashamed to come and eat and pay whatever they could, because they felt bad. They felt like, if I can't afford this $15 plate of food, I just shouldn't get anything. Never mind the fact that like we're literally giving you the food for free if you can't, So there's something there. There's something psychological there. And I'm sure people have done studies on it, so I'll find that. But then also, like I said earlier, people thinking that it's for children because they hear the word school. And I'm like, so how do we get adults to connect with this idea that this is just a school, this is for your own enrichment and advancement? So I'm working through those things. And I think, every year I'm learning more. But what I know is that it's necessary. What I know is that this is necessary. I know that throughout the year, we've had people downloading previous classes, the feedback we've gotten has been phenomenal, because we've had some really amazing instructors like yourself who have, people were just like, I never knew any of this stuff. And that's why they come back. We have people coming back this year. This is their 3rd year coming to Sankofa Summer School, and they're going to get something new because this is the 3rd year and we're still not duplicating ideas, because there's so much that we could teach about. There's so much that we could talk about. So I appreciate people like you. I'm going to send you back to the stage real quick. I'm going to bring you all back on in a bit. I just want to get through some logistical things here. All right. So excited to see everybody here. Yay. I'm going to do this one. So I love this because there's all kind of ways that you can do this. This is awesome. I'm like, cool. All right. So some logistics, right? If you registered already, you should have received both an email and an email from Sankofa Summer School and an email from Gumroad related to your class. It's got a welcome email. It gives you information. In there, there are class links. So because it's a pay what you can model, if you registered for one class, you get links to all the classes. You can go and you can attend any of the classes you want. You just need to be registered, okay? So make sure that we have, that way we know where to send it to. After each class, you just need to be able to access YouTube. Some people watch on their phones, some people watch on their desktop, wherever that is. I switched to that for accessibility as well. I found that in some cases, when people are in the Zoom and sitting in the Zoom, it can kind of get distracting. And sometimes people come off mute and things like that. So I wanted to avoid as much as that. That's why we switched to going through YouTube, but you can actively participate live once it's happening. So registration, if you're watching, you can scan this QR code. It'll take you directly to the registration page on Gumroad. The classes are pay what you can. Let's stress this again. The classes are pay what you can. If you can afford $0, then that is what you pay. Okay. We want you all registered. We want you all to come and participate. However, if you find that maybe you don't have it this week, but you come to a class 2 weeks from now towards the end and you want to donate something, then you absolutely can do that. Let me see. I think I got a banner. I made a damp banner. Here we go. Look, sankofasummerschool.com. That's the website. Please go to the website. If you add a slash and put donate, you can donate. If you're somebody who is maybe you're not going to be able to attend the classes live, you can still register. You'll still get the links and you'll still be able to access them after the fact. If you're somebody who believes in this program and you believe in this school being what it is, please go to our website, sankofasummerschool.com/donate. and send us some donations. That's how I pay these lovely people. This year we have 9 out of 10 instructors are Black women. So we are paying Black women for their labor. That is what we are committed to doing. So your donations help me do that. It also helps cover the overhead costs of, paying for all the technology. So we really appreciate you. I'm going to bring some of our instructors that we have back to the stage real quick, because I really appreciate you all being here. So I'm just thinking in terms of like, if there's people that are watching right now and they're still kind of like, I don't know, if I should do this, what would you all say? Like, what would your encouragement be? Why should people register and come to our classes? Anybody can go.
You have literally nothing to lose. Yeah. You have nothing to lose.
And you're not doing nothing else on a Thursday, Monday, Tuesday evening. Just come on.
Right. You're not. You're not. You're sitting right now watching like, dang, I should have signed up. Or it's not too late. Because the way I have it set up now, so let me tell y'all just real quick. Running this without an assistant, I don't know what I was thinking. The first 2 years I had assistants. I don't know what I was thinking. There is so much that goes on behind the scenes, but I streamlined a bunch of things so that if you go and register right now, you scan this, I'm going to put it back on the screen. There we go. If you scan this and go to register, you're going to get your content section on Gumroad in your email. They'll tell you where you can get your information. It's going to give you all the information, all the links, everything that you need. If for some reason you didn't get that or what have you, send us an email, info@sankofasummerschool.com. Real quick, I'll send it all the information right to you. And if you're watching this after Sankofa School started, we have 10 classes this year. So maybe you missed 2, but you can catch some of the other 8. Anybody else thoughts? Why should people do this?
My big argument is that in schools right now, you're only learning about Eurocentricity. You're only learning about things from a white-centered focus. And this school really is a platform for you to learn something else, particularly for Black diasporic folks to learn about themselves through a lens in which they are the center.
If I could build on that, I mean, Lovecraft Country, the limited series that was on HBO. I know people, part of our diaspora, never heard of that massacre in Tulsa until they saw Lovecraft Country, and that's sad that our history is not being taught. So why you should register for Sankofa Summer School? It's to learn your own history, because you can't teach what you don't know. Right. So you can learn yourself and then teach others.
That's real. No, it's real. And we get a lot of folks who are not of the African diaspora who sign up for these classes because they are genuinely interested in learning things. And what sometimes I get comments from folks, it's just like, I can't believe I never knew this. Like, people get infuriated. They're just like, I can't believe I never knew this. I can't believe I didn't think about this. And so that's why we do it. I appreciate you all. And yeah, I'm going to take you off the stage again because I don't want you to be nervous. Okay, so just really quickly, just to let you know, the other classes that we have, I don't want to neglect them because they were unable to make it. Damali Harding, okay, she is really a hidden figure in energy in the United States. She's got a class called Stop Running Up My Light Bill. How do we deal with the energy crisis, right? And so she's going to be teaching you some history around how African Americans have had to deal with the energy crises that we've had, some of the stuff with how we've been the climate warriors and how our neighborhoods have been, disproportionately affected by things. So she's really going to dig into that. We have Timothy Welbeck. He is a lawyer and a professor at Temple University. His class is called Reflection Eternal, Hip Hop and African Folk Art Birthed in America. And so he's really going to talk to us about, how hip hop, although it is, from America and starts in the 70s in the Bronx and things like that. He's going through how all of this really comes from the continent. And he's really going to go through the instrumentation and the style and stuff like that. We're doing that. And that's another thing that I'm doing this year is I'm so frustrated that these so-called diaspora wars continue. It just really bothers me, and we need more connection and less fighting, and need to stop letting white supremacy win. But anyway, then we have Fahima Salahud Dean Floyd, and she is doing a class called I Am Because We Are, Cultivating Ancestral Connections. Ancestor reverence is the root of Black spirituality. It is deeply embedded in our communal heritage across the African diaspora, influencing every part of who we are, yet it often goes unacknowledged today. And I really wanted this class because there are so many people that are returning to African spirituality and African religions. And I just felt like this was a good opportunity to have people do a deeper dive. Abiola Agoro is doing Beyond King Leopold's Ghost, deconstructing systematic racism against the Congolese people. Right now, there are so many humanitarian crises happening around the world, and the ones that don't get the most attention are generally those that happen on the continent. And right now, the Congolese people are suffering right now and have been for a very long time. She's going to take us through and learning more about what's going on over there and how it's racism that is being inflicted upon those people. I'm actually going to teach a couple of classes. Why not? One of them is called They Not Like Us, the Dissolution of Black Mental Health Care. So many people know, but a lot of people don't know that I am a retired social worker. I was licensed. I was MSW. I did, therapeutic counseling. I ran supportive housing. I did a lot of mental health care. I'm also a consumer of mental health care services, and I live with psychiatric disabilities. So we're going to actually be talking about the United States' violent history of treating people of African descent as well below second-class citizens when it comes to mental health, how it's been weaponized against us. It has been a carceral experience for so many. And I'm tapping in a special guest who's going to come in and talk about her experiences within the mental health care system as an African-American woman. And then the other class that I'm doing is called Hip Hop and the Diaspora Wars. I'm going to be doing that with Montserrat Oni, who is a very, very smart woman and also a friend of mine. And she's Nigerian American. I am African American. I think we're also going to have a guest who is Jamaican American. And we're really going to sit and have a town hall kind of conversation, because there's been so much online with these so-called diaspora wars where we got to stop. It's just nonsense, right? So we're going to set the stage and have it be about, a conversation about hip hop. But the fact is that hip hop is global. It has, right now in the Olympics right now, there's breakdancing, okay? Breakdancing has made it to the Olympics, right? Breakdancing is one of those things that is exclusively hip hop, right? But we also know where those moves come from. So we're going to be talking about a lot of that stuff and hoping to, calm a lot of that down. So those are the classes that we're offering this year. I'm so very excited. And I hope that if you have not yet registered and you're watching this and you want to join us this year, please do. And thank you to everybody who has registered. Thank you to all of our donors. We've had some generous donors this year that have helped me get this set up, have helped me with a lot of things, but also to be able to support our instructors. So definitely check us out, and we look forward to seeing you in our classes this year. Thank you so much.